For World Story Day,
we filmed our stories in the bunker.
We've been learning about World War II in Year 6. Here are some extracts of our story written as an evacuee.
When I woke up this morning, I had to take a train to Weymouth. I packed my bags and put my favourite teddy and some clothes to last me, and I've packed my gas mask. I said my goodbyes to my family and got onto the steam train with my older sister Caitlin. We looked at each other in fear, wondering what was going to happen. As we arrived, I clenched onto my bags and stepped off the train. As we were walking, I felt better. I wasn't as nervous. The sounds of the people chatting and the sound of the waves in the distance soothed me. Finally, the visiting officer arrived and we took our identity cards and we walked to the village hall. We waited to be chosen. A while after, an old lady walked in. She was tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. She kept on walking round and round my sister. Then she took her. I felt even worse. I was all by myself with no one to talk to. Moments later, a lady walked past me and looked behind my ears and muttered, "I can work on you," to herself. Then she took me to her little apartment. There she lit a fire, and I sat there looking out of the window and saw a cow for the first time. I jumped up and down in excitement.
Annie woke up. Today was the day, a cold, dull Monday. It was 5 a.m. and Annie lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Then, all of a sudden, the blare of a foghorn jolted Annie into action. She got changed, suitcase packed. She ran down the stairs with a thump, thump, thump. She slurped up her breakfast as fast as lightning. She was frightened as a mouse by the time they were at the station. She said her emotional farewells and goodbyes and hopped aboard the train with a lump in her throat.
I came back from my strict, horrible school. My mother came back crying, saying that me and my brothers were going to be evacuated tomorrow. Anyway, that didn't mean I didn't have to do my homework, but it did mean I'd never seen anything again. I started to join in with my mother crying our eyes out, but then we reluctantly went to my room and started packing a few things for the night. In the morning, I said my goodbyes to my parents, dog, house, and the street. Then I headed off to the station with my friends and brothers. I was between with leaving London because if I stayed, my family and me would have perished. And if I had left, I won't see most of my family, but I would see a wonderful steam train and the countryside. Once I got to the steam train, all of the evacuees and me got on. The train went steaming towards the countryside. The countryside was the most beautiful thing on earth.
Dear Diary, I came back from school to find my mum packing a small suitcase filled with my clothes. She turned around, wiping the tears from her cheeks, and asked me how my day was. Beside her, I could see one other suitcase, which had my sister's clothes in it. I sat down beside my mum, and I asked her why she was packing the suitcases, even though I knew that this meant we were going to be evacuated. I leaped into my mum's arms as we both were covered in tears. Suddenly, my sister came through the door, and she was devastated too. I helped my mum to pack, and I kept my toy on the top, and ran to my room. I did not miss dinner, but it was quite quiet. It was quite silent. So I started a conversation, and I asked my mum when we were coming back. And my mum replied saying that she didn't know where we were going or when we were going to come back. That's when I got really scared.